Hey everybody, Nick and Jay. We just got back from the Real Hoopties of New Jersey at New Jersey Motorsports Park. And before we even get started, I just want to show off this handmade glass thing with a stand that was made by Denise Farney of the Bright Ideas Racing Team. Thank you, Denise. Well done. This will be proudly displayed on my desk. Okay, the race itself. There was a minor weather problem at the beginning in that it was dumping buckets of rain, and the AccuRolling 3000 was fully maxed out. There was a possibility we weren't even gonna run, but we decided, well, let's put the cars out there, circulate them under caution for a little longer than usual, and then sort of ease them into it. And you know what? Those guys drove great. Well, some exceptions. But for the most part, considering the conditions, they did an incredible job of keeping that stuff on track. And then the weather totally cleared up on Sunday. We had a beautiful day of racing.
And so they drove even better.
Driving on Sunday was so much worse.
So I want to interject here, multi-car teams. I want to say a word about multi-car teams. I love multi-car teams because you just picture it. You got like 3 cars, you got 12 dudes, it's more partying, it's more fun. And the greatest thing about these multi-car teams, the guys who are smart, you get 3 Ford Fiestas, you get 3 BMWs, you get 3 of the same kind of car or close to the same kind of car. Your life is so much easier. You know how everything works, you always got spares, you can cannibalize a dead car. It's just brilliant.
Yeah, so about having the whole same car on your multi-car team thing.
Which is why I brought this up.
Let's talk about glue sticks for a second. So this is a team, 3-car team.
Yep.
Nissan NX 2000.
Right.
Camaro.
Virtually the same car.
Some kind of Jaguar.
Entirely 3 of the same kind of car.
Well, they're painted.
Many parts interchange.
They're painted the same, and then they have big cardboard with supposed to be glue sticks on the top of each car.
Yeah,
Pretty cool.
Yeah.
So these guys were one of the teams on Sunday that were kind of doing okay. Maybe on Saturday. Actually, I don't think they were, but they hella wiped out on Sunday. Their Nissan was
over
totally smashed,
yeah.
And they worked tirelessly for hours and hours and hours. They were tugging the thing out with chains, and then they went and got a radiator from some other car.
Yeah.
They got it back together, and then they were immediately black flagged for having no fenders.
Yeah.
And they were in line for any number of awards. Heroic fix for getting it out. I got screwed for immediately getting black flag.
Yeah.
Talked to Steve about it. He says, man, I've been seeing those guys in the black flag box all day. I don't want to see them again. So they didn't get an award, but hey, we're mentioning them now. Nice job, glue sticks.
On the subject of attention getting, 3-pedal Mafia once again. So they brought their Isuzu Ombre, which is funny in and of itself, just that it's an ombre.
Yeah.
Their theme this time was the dentist who shot Cecil the lion. So they got a bunch of safari bears, they got the Ombre done up as a safari vehicle, and they got the dentist on the roof just shooting stuff.
So it says here on the notes, soggy trunk meat. Soggy trunk meat.
Which can be taken a number of ways.
We've got a Lemons guy. His name is Soggy.
Yeah.
It just is.
Yeah.
And he drives around. Well, no, let me step back for a minute. Yeah. He makes bacon for everybody. He's known for his bacon. Yeah. Soggy bacon. And it's not actually soggy. It's bacon made by Soggy.
Made by Soggy. Yeah.
So he has upgraded his
And
game.
when you say makes it for everyone, it is a race with 900 people in the paddock.
I mean, this is
he makes enough bacon for 900 people.
Yes, he does.
Yeah.
So he's upgraded his whole delivery system to a Honda Grom with a little trunk on it.
Yeah.
And Soggy will pull up and be like, who wants some trunk meat? And then the trunk pops up. There's bacon, there's cheese brats, there's all kinds of stuff in there. And everybody goes, man, that sounds terrible. So there you go, Soggy trunk meat.
I also got to mention the defeat device and their Subaru-powered Chevette.
Yeah.
We've seen this car many times, and it never fails to be incredibly awesome. It is a Chevette. It has a mid-mounted H6 Subaru motor. Why the H6, you might ask? I have no idea, because that's a terrible motor. The 4 cylinders are much better. You can do all kinds of performance stuff with them, but that's what they got, right? Okay, they bought a parts car. They needed the engine. One of the team guys said, oh, no, dude, this is too nice. That's going to be my daily driver. He's been driving it around for a year. They all came down to this race. They needed an engine.
Yeah, you'll never guess what happened next.
Yeah. Heroic Fixer Award went to our friend Sasha.
Yeah.
Alex Rashev, a.k.a. Sasha. Sasha helped this team safety recall. There were a bunch of first-timers. Their MR2 needed cage work. Yeah. Sasha leapt in there, and he fixed it, and he welded it. All I am saying is that when Sasha Rashev is the one allowing you to pass tech and saving your neck in a crash, you have big problems.
Yeah, these guys came to me and, hey, this is our first time. Can't believe how helpful everybody was. And this guy Sasha's, man, he's just amazing. And I was like, you're right. He's great.
Yeah. These are all true. And he didn't cut the roof off.
I told him not to.
Yeah.
All right, the I Got Screwed award. There's really two common ways you can win this award.
Right. First is you get some super weird rare car, some tiny little 10-cent part breaks, and you cannot race for the rest of the weekend because you absolutely cannot find it.
Yeah, that's way number one.
Yeah.
What we're talking about here is way number two, which is listening to a terrible idea given to you by the judges.
Yeah.
So these guys, Dolan Boys, Cadillac Eldorado, they brought it on the Lemons Winter Rally, and our rally master, Steve McDaniel, said, man, that's a great car. You know where it would do really well is in an actual 24 Hours Lemons race. And they said, really? Yep. Okay, whatever you say. They brought it. It had every electrical problem under the sun, and I don't know how many laps they got, like 2. They got screwed.
So the judge's choice was the Hooniverse Park Bench Buick. Now, we have always thought that this was a Buick Park Avenue, and hence the name, right? But no, it's a Buick Regal, and some old lady nodded off and ran into a city park, took out a park bench, and totaled this car. So it's a Regal. It's not a park.
My grandma drives a Regal. When was the last time I talked to her?
The old lady took out. However, it scored 14th overall, which is incredible for a Buick, Park Avenue Regal, Ultra, or anything else. So they got the judge's choice.
The special award was the No Chevette in My Chevette award, which is maybe not the most creative name for an award. It was a long weekend.
I wasn't there.
These dudes, first time team, brought a Chevette. Okay, good move number one.
Yeah.
It was all rusted out. All of the suspension attachment points and everything was all no problem. We're just gonna weld in new shock towers and everything, and you know what'll fit? Parts from a Ford Explorer. Why? Because we got one right over there. And they put all that stuff in. This thing's gonna need a motor. Best motor in Lemons, 4.3 Chevy V6 with a carburetor. Put that in. Thing was really well made. I mean, these were just some kids. It wasn't like they had a shop or professional fabricators working on this thing. This kind of car is the kind of car that fails tech immediately. John Peggle says this is like the best first-time car I've ever seen, regardless of all of that extra stuff that they did. Put Explorer parts in their Chevette. Anyway, really well done. We're looking forward to seeing this car in the future. Congratulations.
Org choice went to Press the Button, Max! That's the name of their team. And they brought a Roma Valiant, and their theme was The Great Race.
Yeah, so this is like a 60s weird, wacky slapstick movie, and the main guy is the Professor Fate is his name, and then he has a weird sidekick played by Peter Falk.
Presumably named Max.
Yes, and he had these two dudes on Lemon's team playing those two characters, and the sidekick was so weird. He never left character the whole weekend. Professor, we need to get your driving wristband. Professor, we need to check out our transponder. And it was
possibly
so weird.
Possibly not actually playing a character.
Yeah, but it was weird in the way that we like. Organizer's choice. All right, Index of Effelency was a familiar guy, Speedy Cop, and really a familiar car. This is the Suzuki X90 that has previously been a Suzuki X90 and has also been the camper trailer.
A self-propelled camper,
This time, it was a hot dog stand. Speedy Cop and his gang of outlaws constructed a full wooden 500-pound hot dog stand.
It was a great hot dog stand.
On top of the X90, so it looked like a self-propelled hot dog stand.
It was a better looking hot dog stand than the real hot dog stand at the track.
And it wasn't just decoration. He was actually cooking hot dogs for everybody in the paddock all weekend and taking donations for the Bella Reed Pitbull Rescue. So it was all for a good cause. All of that is background, because really what stood out about the hot dog stand was, you guessed it, performance.
That's right.
This thing finished like 48th overall.
Right. Out of 120 some odd cars, right? Yeah, I've got the results right here. And that puts him right about here on page 2. And then there's all these dudes. And then there's all these dudes.
Yes. And
so he beat all of these dudes in BMWs and Mustangs and Corvettes and stuff like that.
So there was one guy on Facebook early on in the race, before any of this had shaken out, and he was complaining, that hot dog stand has no business being on a racetrack, which, granted, that's kind of hard to argue.
But also kind of the point.
It's in the way of my apex. It's messing up my lap times. Where did that guy finish?
I happen to know the answer to that. He is right here. He is 176 laps behind the hot dog stand.
Yeah, although it says here that he had 12 BS penalty laps.
Okay, yes, I stand corrected. He was 164 laps behind the hot dog stand. Yeah.
And that is lemons in a nutshell.
Yeah.
And here is also lemons in a nutshell.
First place. Excellent. Giraffe race 2017. Tom got first place. It's going.